So, Aryan Road has fallen.
I'm sure everyone has heard about what transpired at Aryan Road. The Church has displayed their cowardice by indiscriminately using forbidden practices to kill the residents there. Their victims also include members of House Rome, the Imperial Army, and many, many more.
According to our investigation, the forbidden attack that destroyed Aryan Road cannot be used again so quickly. Even so, we cannot delay our efforts. We must put a stop to all of this by the end of next month. The leader of one of the Imperial factions has already initiated an attack on the Fraldarius territory lost by Rodrigue. Soon all obstacles blocking our path to Ferdiad will have vanished.
A cornered animal is at its most deadly. We must move quickly. Next, we march through the Tailtean Plains. After that, we destroy Ferdiad. At that time, complete Imperial control over Fodlan will finally be a reality.
Oh, I'm shaking with excitement! Bring on the battle!
I understand that a confrontation is inevitable. Still, I wonder if there's some path we could take that would cause less suffering.
This is the only path for the goal we are reaching for. And so we must keep walking on it. We are walking down the path to a better tomorrow.
A cornered church? Well, count me out from any forbidden sorcery that can destroy whole cities.
I wonder what
If only
it'll
there
look
was
like.
an easier way to get more information on crests and relics.
You are as negative as usual, Linhardt.
Well, that sounds
We have but
positive.
one order: to emerge victorious.
We're going to win this. We really are. After all, if we lose, everything will be terrible forever. Oh, no way. We can't let that happen.
There's a lot to worry about, but I'm sure it will all work out. We'll win no matter what!
Casper's so like optimistic always. Such a good guy.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Great Tree Moon. Field of Revenge.
Gerald.
With the capture of Aryan Road complete, the Imperial Army moves to invade the kingdom capital. They plot to send troops toward now vulnerable House Fraldarius territory and plan to attack Ferdiad from two sides.
So, Aryan Road has fallen. Rodrigue, I swear that I will not allow your death to be in vain.
The scouts have
Rhea.
just now returned. Seems the Imperial Army is marching toward the kingdom capital. Are you certain about this, Dimitri? As king, do you think it wise to intercept them yourself?
No need to worry yourself. Even if I am defeated, the Blathed bloodline will live on. And the kingdom's territory has never been rich in resources. If the castle falls under siege, our loss is inevitable. I will deploy my army onto the plains and wait for the enemy. Please position your forces so that they can flank the Imperial Army.
Yes. Given the present situation, making the plains our battlefield is a logical choice. I have no objection. However...
What?
There is only one person I am after. I have no interest in any other prey.
He's after Adel.
I will take you at your word. Erasing the other child's existence is my task, and mine alone.
Really?
I will get you back, Mother. I promise.
What do you think, Lady Edelgard?
Her mother's and me.
Will they shut themselves inside of Ferdiad?
They will try to intercept us. Of course, Ferdiad will not fall so easily. Even so, if we were to cut off their supply line with a large army, it would eventually fall. It makes much more sense for them to wager everything on a victory at the Tailtean Plains.
The Tailtean Plains.
The same plains where the so-called divine Saros defeated Nemesis, the King of Liberation, in a comeback victory over 1,000 years ago.
That's
And
a long
about
time.
400 years ago, the hero Lug created the kingdom by defeating the Emperor of the time on those very plains. Their goal must be to recreate that scene.
Yes, I suppose so. Although the Imperial Army is powerful, if we were to compare the strength of our best to the best of the Knights of Seros, we would likely come up short. The Kingdom's army and House Blathid are also renowned for their unmatched persistence. On the battlefield, it can be assumed that their one and only goal will be to strike you down.
Are you telling me to stay off the battlefield?
Naturally. You are their aim, Your Majesty. You must know it only makes sense to keep you out of their reach.
And you must know that, at a time like this, I absolutely cannot withdraw.
I figured I should say that.
Of course I know that. That is why I will refrain from asking you again to stay away from the battlefield.
The Immaculate One, descendants of the 10 elites, and other extremely fearsome foes await us. But with the help of our friends, we have a chance of defeating them. We're the only ones who can. Within our group, I am included among those with the kind of strength we need to win. I absolutely will not remove myself from the front lines.
A noble
Professor, you have that
Majesty?
same strength as well, whether or not you realize it yet.
I want to say Empress. Of course. I'm not gonna say I will protect
As
you.
Emperor, I must not die
Emperor,
in
that's
this
the word I was
war,
looking for.
and it would be unacceptable to lose you as well. Until the very end, we'll survive this trial together. Understood?
Understood. She's a very noble empire. Despite how much I hate her, she's very noble with her whole, like, protect her people. Alright. Explore. I personally don't want to explore because, you know, I want to speed through this game. But, supports. Alright, we got supports to look at. God damn it. I think it's only 2 stories, though.
Good morning! The weather is nice today.
Oh, she's trying so hard.
It's really nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Indeed. Did you want something?
I'm really sorry.
I can't accept your apology until I know what it's for.
Oh, good point. I'm sorry I said you were terrifying.
Is that all? I'm used to that. No apology necessary.
No.
But you've been avoiding me since then, right? You even stopped doing your deathly grin.
I am merely trying not to frighten you.
Aw.
Is there something wrong with that?
It's not working. And yes, there is. You can't quit talking and laughing just to try to make me feel better. That's not really fair. I need to master my own fear.
Is that right?
You were so nice.
Yes. Right.
Okay. Okay, I'm out.
Why?
You told me not to forego laughing, so I laughed as hard as I could.
What?
Is it helping to conquer your fear?
No.
Yes. I mean, someday it might. Maybe. I'm not ready!
His laugh is pretty scary. He even did it to help her, though. That's so nice.
Linhard, at least try to do some training. Use a staff, or a rod, or a broom, for all I care.
My apologies, but I cannot train right now. I have plans for later and don't wish to tire myself. Caspar invited me to train with him, you see.
Oh.
You slept through the whole debate, didn't you? Fine. I'll summarize it for you.
Not the whole debate. I closed my eyes only after I knew what reading would cover the topic.
There you are. Don't tell me you were sneaking out to do some training.
Never. He would never.
Of course not. I was sneaking out to avoid you. How did you find me this time?
A mere coincidence. Why would you wish to hide from me?
Because you're an awful nuisance?
Damn.
Why do you pester me so?
Speak to your
To ensure that your talent
like
is not
this?
wasted due to your
Empress?
lack of...
What was the word?
It's
Emperor.
none of your business how I spend my time or how I use my talent. Have you assumed the role of my mother?
Oh.
You overplay the part. She was only half as overbearing.
Oh.
What is the matter with you?
He's very honest.
As Emperor, I'm trying to prevent you from making a mockery of the Black Eagle Strike Force.
Fine, I'll try harder. Really. I'm sure you see all this as my interfering with your duty as a leader. Have you considered how it feels for those of us who serve below you? You are a serious pain, you know.
Damn, Linhart.
How so?
You're just, like, honest.
But you're like a mother who insists on accompanying her son to his own knighting ceremony.
That's taking it a bit far, don't you think?
Apparently
No,
not.
I'd say that it's putting it lightly. All your interfering is greatly hindering my research.
I see. Very well. You've made your perspective perfectly clear.
Damn. Just the way he talks to her, though, I feel like it's a bit rough. What are you doing?
A little more crimson, maybe?
May I suggest vermilion instead?
Oh, are they painting together?
Really? I know, I see it. You don't have to say it. I've got no talent at all.
I said nothing about your talent. I simply suggested vermilion over crimson.
The hell is
Do you
vermilion?
know vermilion?
Nope.
It's just a softer shade of crimson. I believe it would...
Is crimson red?
Oh, forget it. This is your artistic vision and I am but a meddler. I am going to read my book and leave you to your art.
No, it's fine. Say what you want to say. It's good advice. I'll use vermilion. Thank you.
Well, I'd best be heading back.
Phew! Finally done! I think.
All finished?
Please, don't look at it!
Everything looks a bit faded, doesn't it? Ironically, crimson may have been a better choice after all.
She looks hurt.
The sense of distance on the petals is a little strange. Perhaps you should pay closer attention to such details as you paint. A preliminary sketch would do wonders. Still, forget my pedantic comments. You really
Pedantic.
do have potential.
I don't know, I would cry after that.
Bernadetta?
She's crying? I cry.
Idiot! Hopeless! Waste of time! Just burn the whole thing, Bernie! Break your stupid brushes and never paint again!
Wait, practice will make perfection.
Huh. Perhaps I should have kept my thoughts to myself.
Yeah, Linhart. You're so blunt and honest. We kind of need people like that sometimes, though. Oh, Bernie and Yuritsa? Or Emil? Oh, why are you in the Death Knight outfit? I said there was only 2 episodes, or thingies, but there's not.
I must have had a nightmare.
Did she pass out? Was her her
You're
passing out?
awake.
Oh, hi, Yuritsa.
I mean,
Yuritsa.
yeah, that's it. Professor Yuritsa.
How old is
I'm
he,
not
though?
a professor.
Wait, what? You're not Professor Yuritsa? Oh, yeah. Professor Yuritsa always wears a mask. So then, who are you?
It's just Yuritsa.
Yuritsa.
I don't understand. Look, are you Professor Yuritsa or aren't you? Please make yourself clear.
I am Yuritsa, but I am not a professor.
A Yuritsa who is not a professor? So there are 2 Yuritsas running around the monastery?
No. He's so bothered.
Oh, wait. Aha! I got it. I get it now. You're no longer a professor. Therefore, you're just Yuritsa.
Yeah,
Plain old Yuritsa.
there you go.
Our professor isn't a professor anymore either, but doesn't mind the title. I guess I figured you'd be fine with being called professor as well.
When I was teaching, it was simply a task, nothing more.
I don't really get it, but it sounds like there's a lot going on in that skull of yours, Yuritsa. Oh, Bernie, what the heck are you even doing in the infirmary?
You took one look at me and passed out.
Huh?
Can't tell if that's a
Don't be
compliment or
silly.
not.
There's absolutely no reason I'd faint at the sight of
Oh god. Why do you look like that?
I'm coming down with a sudden cold, I think. Yeah, I've gotta run to my room.
Why do you glare at her like that? Just to prove a point? Okay then.
If we win this battle, it will be an end to the kingdom and to the church. Under the Empire, an era of peace would begin. Many people are cleaving to this notion, but I wonder if it would really end up as such.
It will.
Such resolve. It's convincing to say the least. I wonder, was the collapse of Aryan Road really the church's doing? Or could it be that...
Isn't it the uncle?
Never mind me. Just thinking aloud.
I hear that House Blaythed commands some strong and well-trained troops. People say they're fiercely devoted and will gladly die for their king. Reminds me of Lenato's men, the ones we faced back in Magdrid.
Damn, that was like a long
Unlike
time
those
ago.
civilian soldiers, though, here we're up against the best that the Fargus army has to offer. It's going to be a hard battle, but if there's a peaceful tomorrow waiting on the other side, it'll be worth it.
Hey, it's a chick.
Did you want something?
You're gonna kill Dimitri? I'm not letting you.
I was a bit lost in thought. Or rather, I was thinking about work. My brother had sorted out all his personal affairs. But apparently, he'd forgotten about his work duties. So now I've got a ton more work on my plate. Oh, brother, why must you be so careless? Once this war is over, I'm gonna take a vacation and get some well-earned rest. Back home with my mother.
I hope your mom's okay.
What? We're almost to the kingdom capital of Ferdiad. Just imagine, the war might almost be over. But is it true that Aryan Road was annihilated? What in the world happened? What is the Seros Church, really?
We'll find out if we conquer the kingdom capital. It's impossible to say right now. For now, just trusting me. For now, just trusting me.
I always have, and I always will.
Aw.
The idea of defeating Rhea is beginning to feel more like a reality. Some may say that I'm returning her goodwill with betrayal, but I believe I've worked off my debt. The real problem is a certain someone else.
Dimitri? Serial killer. Catherine?
That's right. She was my partner, after all. I haven't seen her since leaving the Knights. I can see her coming to slaughter me, driven by her mixed emotions of love and hate.
I'm sorry.
I have worries. What have I been achieving? When the war is ended, I will be returning to Brigid with much new potential. But have I had enough growth to become the ruler?
Yes, you should be proud.
I have gratitude. I will take your words into my heart. Brigid pride, techniques, and culture. I will be showing all of the world who we are.
I love her hair. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I really love her hair.
Professor? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. The time has finally come to set out for the kingdom capital, Ferdiad. I thought the same thing last month, but I still can't believe the plan was to ambush Aryan Road. I know it couldn't be helped, but even I wasn't let in on the secret. Me! Not gonna lie, that hurt a little.
I'm sorry.
Oh well,
I
let's
didn't
forget
have
about
to say.
that. I'm praying for your victory and your safe return.
Thanks,
Seems like the war is gonna end soon. Once the dust settles, it'll be back to rolling in fat stacks of gold for me.
How about Ferdiad, the kingdom capital? From the Empire's perspective, it seems like the northernmost edge of the world. I have come a long way following you and Edelgard. To think, what if I had succeeded Duke Aegir as Prime Minister? I would never have had all these experiences.
You always be noble through and through.
Please do not tease, Professor.
What?
I think all of this has changed me a little bit.
Shit, okay.
For now, let us join together and walk the path that Her Majesty lays out.
I see. When I first enrolled in the Officers' Academy, I never thought it would come to this. I can't believe we're waging war. Against the church, no less.
I'm sorry. Do you regret it?
There are some things that I regret, but I don't think I made the wrong decision. Even
Where are
if
you
our
looking
enemy
at?
is Lady Rhea herself,
Where is she
I'm
looking at?
prepared to fight.
Oh, okay.
All right, off to the kingdom capital we go. Huh. I feel like I've said that before.
That's fun. Let's head for the kingdom capital.
All right, I'm fired up and ready to go.
The war is at its end. Has the time finally come that I might kill you?
Bitch, hello? The battle continued beyond the war.
It is true. Those petulant fleas must be picked off one by one. They are nothing if not persistent.
They used to call my father the Shield of Fargus. Now he's gone, and Aryan Road has fallen. Yet the Knights of Seros remain, as does the Boar. What terrifies me most is his stubbornness. He'll keep on fighting to the last man. He's a monster. I've seen it firsthand.
I wonder what the captain would say if he knew we were planning to take down Lady Rhea.
Probably happy.
Lady Rhea and Captain Gerald went back too far. But hey, it's your decision. I'm sure he would have understood in the end.
I
hope
so.
Onward to Ferdiad. I'm ready.
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The war is careening headfirst toward its grand finale. Do me a favor and get through this mess alive, okay? After the dust settles, maybe I'll go on to guard other entrances in other parts of the world. I'm a dreamer, my friend. Always have been.
You're so cool, dude.
The War of Fodlan Unification is finally reaching its climax! I must surpass myself in the struggle to come, if Her Majesty is to recognize my power.
Let's go for it together.
But don't you see, your presence would diminish the grandeur of my achievements.
Woman.
The culmination of all my studies, all my magical experiments, shall be unleashed in battle!
So, it's finally time to take on Ferdiad. Can't wait to get in there and show him what I'm made of. Hopefully I get a go at that Dimitri guy before all is said and done.
You want to fight him? Why would you want that?
They say he has inhuman strength, yeah? Best way to find out is to throw fists with the guy. He may be the Tempest King of Ferdiad, but I'm the Grappling King of the world. My domain is way bigger.
But
grab a front row seat if you can manage. These arms of mine will knock some sense back into that towhead of his.
I don't think so, dude. And I think you're claiming it yourself that that you're conquering the world. Right?
If we win this next battle, it won't just be a victory against the kingdom, but also the church. Maybe they'll all die. Even the people from the church who lied to me and locked me up.
Is that what you want?
I don't care either way. If they died, I would say, well, that happened, and move on. I don't owe them my compassion. They've never shown me any.
Seems like a lot of people from House Road died in Aryan Road. I know Edelgard is saying it's the church's fault, and she hasn't been shy to express that. But that doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
My take? There exists some dangerous folks capable of destroying strongholds with ease. Some think that all we have to do is take down Ferdiad to end the war. But I don't think it's quite that simple.
Professor, what should I do?
What's wrong?
Everyone's acting like this is leading up to the final chapter in a book or something.
Technically
is the battle ahead really going to be that climactic? Am I not taking it seriously enough?
No, you're fine. You're doing just fine.
You think so? All right, I believe you. I'm ready for this. I am. Yeah, we're going to win.
I've been thinking about how we've got our own ideas about justice, and so does the kingdom. And what's coming? It's not just a battle between us and them. It's our ideals that are fighting. Whoever wins will say they were right, and the other side was wrong. And I get it, that's how it goes. But nobody's willing to talk or compromise, so we'll fight to the death to prove the other guy's wrong. It won't be an easy battle, but let's make sure we come back alive. Right, Professor?
Yeah. I saved you from hell.
Professor? This month, we will take all of the military force we can muster and advance to the kingdom capital of Ferdiad. I have no intention of retreating to Garreg Mach after we've come this far. We will only return after we've conquered Ferdiad and put an end to this war. Be sure to steel your heart and ready yourself for the battle ahead.
Ready for anything. do what I can. I'm not sure if I'll be ready in time. I'm ready for anything.
Are you certain? If so, please help me raise the morale of our allies.
Professor, do you mind if I complain about something, well, personal? Of course you don't. This army is almost all single men. If that marital status came before or during the war, I'm not to say. The point is, I'm in charge of the infirmary. I wind up treating hundreds of men every week. I get to talk to all sorts of men from all walks of life, all of the time. And yet...
You don't have a boyfriend?
No! Not one of these men is infatuated with their caregiver. Isn't that supposed to happen in wartime?
Kinda weird.
At this point, I'm just hoping you stay single too. Then at least we can share each other's misery.
I'm not staying single. I'm after Yuri.
When Edelgard first invited me to join this army, I, to be frank, thought her dream utterly ridiculous. But at my advanced age, I was tempted by the notion of chasing a seemingly impossible dream through blood, sweat, and tears.
Insert PTSD.
5 years on, the unification of Fodlan is slowly becoming a reality. Now I feel it may soon be possible to abolish the nobility and create a world where none need suffer due to crests. You need not say anything. I will stay by your side and hers to the very end.
Hey, you wanna date Manuela? She's kinda lonely.
When you think of it, as one approaches the end of a war, the sacrifices only grow larger, don't they? The winning side musters their forces and attempts to strike a decisive blow, while those of the losing side make desperate attempts to turn the war in their favor. Neither side will give. I only wish we'd consider those who lose their lives in that struggle.
Some of them do. Far from saves themselves, it's a necessary sacrifice. It's better than dragging the war out. It's a necessary sacrifice.
Yes, exactly my point. Let's be careful to ensure we don't lose our own lives, Professor.
Never. Oh man, I never go in this room.
Lord Arundel.
Yeah, that's his name.
As long as he exists, Lady Edelgard will...
Just who is that man?
I believe I have explained before that he is the one who commanded the likes of Solon and Kranya.
He's evil.
Cornelia, whom we defeated at Aryan Road, was also one of his. An irksome sort. We must not fail to be rid of him. He is a maggot, crawling in the filth of the world, feeding off the Empire like a parasite.
Alright, well that's everyone. We have a speech bubble over here. Who's this with?
Professor!
Oh, Caspar, hello. Something you want to talk about?
Hey, Professor, something's been bothering me.
What?
Remember that suspicious guy I chased after back when I was a student? A knight scolded me for it, but at the time I really thought I was doing the right thing. Now that I've had more experience on the battlefield, though...
I've been looking for you. There isn't much time, so I'll keep this brief. The knights encountered a band of brigands while out marching. It was hard fought, but we prevailed. Our soldiers are highly trained, but the enemy was formidable, and we weren't expecting combat. There were a number of casualties among our troops.
You weren't expecting to fight? I pray for their souls.
Much appreciated, but there's a reason I need to bring this to your attention.
Yeah?
The brigands all bore identical tattoos of a scorpion on their arms. Please, keep an eye out for that mark in the future.
Oh no.
Do you know them, Caspar? Thank you.
Don't mention it. If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my duties.
Heck of a coincidence, right? As soon as I mention that suspicious guy, this happens. But some of the knights died in combat. They died because of what I did 5 years ago. This is my fault.
It's not your
fault. If I'd stayed quiet and tracked the guy down like you said, we would have stopped those brigands sooner. And I wouldn't have blood on my hands.
They probably would have still attacked us like this. But he might have harmed the children.
But he probably wouldn't have. Now those knights, they're not coming back.
Caspar.
We both know it. This is all my fault.
They would have attacked us either way. Alright. Calm down, baby boy. Is there any more stories? No. Alright, off we go.